Hi, folks. Welcome back to my kitchen garden. It's getting to the end of the summer, and the garden's looking like it. Things are getting a little dry, worn out, and I'm pulling a lot of things, pruning everything back. I've already taken down my cucumber trellis, all of the cucumbers. I had plenty of those. Tomatoes are pretty much done, other than the cherry tomatoes. A lot of things are just sitting on vines. Peppers still going strong. I'll show you in a couple of videos I have here of what I've been doing in the kitchen as well as out in the garden a little bit, and catch you up. I think this might be probably the last or second to last video I do this year, but I'll try and come up with some other things that prep me for next year as well. I don't plan a lot of stuff in August, as some gardeners do, to keep the season going. I tend to get busy in September and other things and have other projects. So that's not, other than maybe some carrots I have and some beets. A lot of the stuff that I planted earlier in the year is just going to keep going. All right, hopefully you enjoy the video, and let me know if you have any comments or questions about how I've been making some of the food and using some of the produce here. Thanks for visiting. Well, we're out in the garden and looking at the peppers. Taken a number of them in already, and they've been doing really well. Some of these at the bottom I'm going to have to cut out, even though they're not ripe yet, because the sun's just not hitting them. They'll ripen on the counter. Those are pretty much done and pretty sweet. They're pretty big. They get maybe about 9 or 10 inches long. I've pruned back all of the tomatoes. That was pretty high, and not many left. I think I got probably about 4 or 5 dozen tomatoes out of there. You can see these are the Wonder peppers. In the front, they're more like a bell pepper, sweet. And you can see in the back row are the Thunderbolt peppers. And you can see I've got some new ones forming on the top there. And I don't think they'll get to a ripe state, but they'll be good green. There's the fire pit. I finished that. We had a fire the other day. It's a nice spot. You can see the grass. It's browned out. So here's the loofah. It's looking pretty ugly, but the loofah pods, the fruit, are growing. I think I have 6 or 7 of those. Some are still green, some are yellow. I think we'll just let them go until it almost freezes, and then we'll try and get our loofahs, the inside out. There's a tomato trellis. The second one, I have 2 of these. I have just so many cherry tomatoes. I don't know why I put another trellis in. I had extra plants and I wanted to use them. I do like the way they grew here, though, out of those bags, and I may do that again next year. Here are the serrano peppers, and they, again, are producing like crazy. I've done a number of fermentings. I've got them in the basement fermenting right now. I'll show you in a little bit that I'll use for a hot sauce. Here are the lemon drop peppers. They start, like most of them, they start green, And then as they ripen, they'll turn this yellow, bright yellow color. You can use them both green and yellow. They have a different flavor. These are very hot. They're not habanero ghost pepper hot, but they're like 100,000 Scovilles. Flowers, those are the gomphrenias, I think they're called. You can see the grass, it's brown. I don't water what I don't need to. And so, anyhow, here I have some peppers chopped up and onions. I used, put some beef and rice and black beans in the Instant Pot, and I'm gonna saute these onions, and it's great with some hot sauce. Here's some tomatoes that I had gathered. I'm not sure. I think most of this was used for a pasta sauce that I put in the freezer. And this was just one day. And here are some of the peppers I've picked. And you can see the little bit of combination of green and red. A lot of those, 2 or 3 days on the counter, they'll turn red. And some I'll just use green. And there are some of the poblano. I'm going to dry those and smoke them, and I'm going to make some ancho pepper powder with them. There's some jalapenos, serranos. There's more of the lemon drop peppers. All of these I was getting ready to ferment. Here I have some half-gallon containers of peppers fermenting in the basement. I'll usually ferment them, 30 days. I've put them in a brine with a little bit of whey and airtight. Some tomatoes that I had too many, so I cut them up, or I put them in the freezer bags and put them in the freezer. Here are the peppers I've chopped up, and I'll have plenty of peppers for the year in the freezer. And this was getting ready for a pasta sauce, seeding it, and after I took the skins off, and there's the pasta sauce cooking down. I think I probably got about close to a dozen quarts, which will be plenty for what I need. That was the cucumber trellis. I've taken that completely down. It was looking a little sad. And again, there's the tomato. What tomatoes were left, I kind of pruned it completely back. It's interesting looking at that full cycle from growing them to the end. And the fire. Thanks for joining. See you next time.